Hey everyone, what up? Matt Kaiser here. It's been long since I've talked on this channel, ever since I went on vacation in Melbourne, but now I'm back. And I've been busy experiencing peak fiction. And that, my friends, is Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. Now, unlike my reviews, this will of course not be a review, but my personal thoughts, so these are what I experienced in the game, so as such that I will not in any way do a full review. I'm just going to tell you my personal thoughts, my personal experience with the game, and why I just think it's just a masterpiece and why it just made me excited to go into the entire Xenoblade series. Hence why I'm currently playing Xenoblade 2 at the moment, but don't expect a personal thoughts video on that because the Nintendo Switch doesn't record footage from that, only just screenshots. I know, it's just silly that the first game was able to do this, but not the second game. But anyway, I'm just going to talk to the things I just really enjoyed in Xenoblade Chronicles. So first and foremost, the visuals. They look absolutely stunning for a remaster, and oh my god, it just looks absolutely beautiful. I know some people said that this looks actually even worse than the original one on the Wii, and I have to say I really strongly disagree with that. I know, I think the Switch version obviously is more powerful than the Wii. And obviously with the remaster, characters are more expressive and they just obviously look detailed, and honestly it just makes all the story beats and emotional stuff just that more amazing, in my opinion, just absolutely breathtaking. And so does the environments and locations we go to, especially when it has a day and night cycle, which reminds me of Tales of Arise, which absolutely is stunning. Oh my god, the weather, everything about this game, from the character designs to the way everything's shot, oh my god, the cinematography is fantastic, and even the direction is very solid. Oh my god, it's just a very beautiful looking game. What else? I have to say, the story was fantastic. No spoilers here, because I would do my best not to give any spoilers here, but the story is absolutely god tier. It's an amazing story. It may start a little bit slow, but after that, I think around the second chapter or so, or I think it was either chapter 1 or chapter 2, whatever, is where the story it immediately hooks you. It doesn't waste your time. I think in terms of pacing, this is one of the best well-paced JRPGs in my opinion. Nothing slows down for a minute. It's just non-stop. It engages you with after twist after twist after twist, especially during the end of a chapter. There's always something a big intrigue, a mystery, something to keep you engaged and want to play more, want to know how the story would turn out, how it will end, all that stuff. Oh my god, the story is just fantastic. I absolutely love it. It took me by surprise, but man, just the way the story was handled and how it even ended was just, oh my god, it was just a masterpiece. And that's also helped by the amazing characters. Xenoblade Chronicles has probably one of my favorite casts in all of JRPGs in general. I absolutely love them. I absolutely love their personalities, their designs, the voice acting. I absolutely just love all their motives and how they just feel like actual real people, and why they have their own motives. Obviously the main standouts for me is obviously Shulk, Melia, Ricky, and Dunban, but also characters like Rain and Shala and Fiora and everyone else is just all fantastic. Some of them do have a nice good of character development with each of them, and you do really feel connected by them. Again, it's all thanks to the writing and the voice work given to all of them. Hell, I was even surprised that they got Jenna Coleman, who you may know as Clara Oswald from Doctor Who, to voice Melia, to voice Best Girl Melia. That's in my opinion. I mean, I love Fiora, but Melia, obviously Best Girl for me. Just absolutely amazing, like oh my god. Now we get to the other things I really liked. There is of course the music, which is phenomenal, just absolutely phenomenal. So the music has a lot of composers. There's ACE Plus, there's Yasunori Mitsuoda, I believe Manami Kiyota, is that how I say it right? I hope I'm not butchering that. And of course the goddess, the queen, the absolute legend when it comes to making fantastic video game music, Yoko Shimomura herself. And all of them have made truly phenomenal bangers, especially with the remaster. Of course, all of them came back to do like remixes of old tracks, and all of them sounded personally just awesome. Like oh my god, there were so many emotions that made fight scenes, drama scenes, all that good stuff more impactful. Like it really supported, and I think the sound mixing is decent. I think it's very solid here, doing it in battle and doing it in cutscenes. There's some good standouts like Engage the Enemy, Mechanical Rhythm, Time to Fight, Zanza the Divine, all that stuff. Like it's just absolutely phenomenal. Just battle music, cutscene music, is that how you say it? Just all the music that's played for all of it is just full on banger. It's banger after banger after banger. With only a few songs I don't like, but I think that's more of an intentional thing. Now of course there's the gameplay. Now I know some people aren't too fond when it comes to gameplay in Xenoblade games, especially when something of a JRPG, thinking oh it's something akin to what an MMO is. Well, that's true in a sense. It's more of a single player MMO kind of thing. I don't know, I think that's how the way I can describe it. I mean, it's in real time and it's more command heavy. I would say it's something similar to say Final Fantasy VII Remake minus the whole auto attack. But trust me when I say this, the combat is actually really good here. It's actually really good. There's a lot of strategy with it, and you're given plenty of options to, attack and approach different enemies, and like knowing what their weaknesses are, how to stun them, and how to use that to your advantage. But there's also stuff like to help you buff yourself and evade enemy attacks, and to make sure you're protected, all that stuff, especially when this game has like visions and you're using Shulk's Monado. It gives you some inventive ways to prepare yourself during battle. And honestly I really just like it using it against harder enemies and the bosses. And sure, there are some kinks in it I think that do drop it down a bit. Like there are some mob fights with enemies that have a few lower levels than you, but even still they will kick your ass no matter what. So it's a bit rough on there, and sometimes the AI isn't, I don't think, too reliable, but it's decently reliable enough to help you when you're stunned or dead even. And of course there's just some cool anime things like the whole chain attack, which is just awesome. But yeah, there's also other things, of course, like this game being an open world, and I have to say, well, I'm not too big on open world games. Like I mostly prefer my sublinear to somewhat translinear games. I'd say the open world aspect they have for Xenoblade Chronicles is just phenomenal. I absolutely love it. It just makes the whole thing feel very immersive, since you are, after all, living inside two giant big titans. And honestly the scale is just massive, like it's just absolutely massive, and there's lots of places to explore, which makes exploration really fun, especially when it benefits from you leveling up. Like you don't just level up by killing monsters. You just like level up by just exploring every nook and cranny, and you get rewarded for that. And it also helps for fast travel. There's of course also side quests, which some are a bit hit and miss for me. I mean, there's of course the generic fetch quests, which are just, killing monsters and all that stuff. But there are some interesting ones, like the quest that has visions, which do bring some interesting, scenarios and all that stuff. I can't explain full the detail because I want to keep it spoiler free. But from my experience, it was really a fun time doing at least the majority of them, even though until I got to nearly over half of the game, I was more into the story so much that I did kind of gloss over some of them, even though I might plan to complete the rest. I don't know. But that's just all the main game stuff. There's obviously stuff like customization with, buying weapons and, customizing all the gems so you can slot in them to get, better effects and all that stuff. And of course, this being a Switch re-release, just say, Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury, this also comes with an expansion. And just absolutely, it was just a lot of stuff they had in terms of content. As for Future Connected, I won't give too many spoilers. Well, actually, don't give any spoilers at all. After the fact that it does happen after the end of Xenoblade Chronicles base game. But from what I played, it was a very fun expansion. The story was pretty nice, even if it wasn't strong as the main game's one. But it was nice to get, a good character arc for my favorite girl in this game, Melia. And honestly, it was just a fun side story, and I think this would tie well for what they have planned for the future, especially with what might be happening in Xenoblade 3. But who knows? It was, and characters like Kino and Nene were a good addition, and while the combat was a little bit watered down, it was still pretty fun, especially with the whole finding the Punch Specters, which would add a nice bit of content to it alongside the side quests you normally do. And it was just a really fun time, and seeing some of the side characters fleshed out, and even seeing some that you might see in the base game just fully fleshed out, just absolutely phenomenal. Honestly, it's just a very, very fun game. I absolutely love it. Of course, since it's my personal thoughts, this is unscripted by any means. I don't have this scripted, I'm just rambling from my mic. But I will tell you this, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition is just a masterpiece, and if you do have a Switch, and if Xenoblade 3 looks good to you and you want to get started with the Xenoblade series, go with Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. I do recommend it. It's an absolutely phenomenal game, and probably one of my favorite JRPGs, unless Xenoblade 2 beats it somehow. But anyway guys, that's it for me. I love this game, and just looking forward to, what happens in the Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and of course Xenoblade Chronicles 3. But anyway guys, that's it from me. So, did you guys play Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition? Let me know in the comments down below. Anyway guys, thank you guys so much for watching. So punch that like button, drop that comment, and click that subscribe button if you're new. And I'll see you guys in the next video. And Kaiser out.